Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about one of the latest new fund offerings from Union Mutual Fund, that is Union Large and Mid Cap Fund. This fund would invest in a portfolio of companies which are large cap as well as mid cap companies. So the first question which any investor would want us to answer is, why invest in a fund which invests in Indian equities at this point of time? So based on our internal research, we have seen that stock prices over a long period of time track their fair values. Fair values in turn are linked to nominal GDP growth. And India's GDP growth is expected to be amongst the fastest growing in the world. And this is based on various research by multilateral agencies. In fact, the government of India itself has a $5 trillion economic target by 2025 and is working hard to achieve that. Recently, the government cut the corporate tax rates to bring India's taxes at par with global averages. In fact, they have made investments in fresh manufacturing capacities more attractive. The valuations of Indian equities have turned reasonable after a fairly long period of time. In fact, post the recent correction, even the mid-caps have become attractive. Union Large and Mid-Cap Fund will invest in a portfolio of large cap as well as mid-cap companies. Based on the current offer document, the fund will invest at least 35% of the fund assets in large caps and at least 35% of the fund assets in mid-caps. And the rest of the fund assets will be invested in a portfolio across market caps depending on market opportunities. Large caps are approximately 71% of total India's market capitalization, and mid-caps represent about 16% of total India's market capitalization. Combined, both large and mid-cap are at about 87% of India's market capitalization, which means we have a fairly good representation from across market caps in this fund. In terms of risk-reward outcomes, typically if an investor goes down the cap curve while the potential return increases, so would the risk. Similarly, so if an investor invests in large caps, he can expect to generate moderate returns while also expecting moderate risk outcomes. However, as he moves down the cap curve and invests in mid caps, he can expect to generate a higher return, albeit taking a higher risk. This fund would invest in a blend of both large caps and mid caps, and hence is likely to have a risk and reward payoff somewhere in between. India's large caps have actually not just been very slow growers. In fact, they have grown at a reasonably healthy pace, mimicking the growth in nominal GDP. In fact, some of the largest of the large caps have actually gained share in the overall nominal GDP over a period of time. Mid caps, on the other hand, have grown at a faster pace. Some of them have actually become large caps in a short period of time. In summary, Union Large and Mid Cap Fund is likely to add to an investor's portfolio strength with growth. The fund is going to invest in a portfolio of large cap as well as mid cap stocks chosen using our proprietary in-house investment process. As a signing off note, we would request investors to invest in equities for the long term, not look at short-term volatility, and look at their goals and heed the advice of their advisors. Thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.